on the beautiful campus of Rochester University and inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. This is Warriors basketball on the Rochester Sports Network. Stephen McDonald here saying hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast as the Rochester Warriors host the Saints of Siena Heights. The Warriors come into the new year on a 3-game winning streak and winners of 4 of their last 5 games. Rochester sports the conference's #1 scoring offense while leading the league in steals per game on the defensive end. Siena Heights comes to town 10-2 overall and 5-1 in conference play with the lone loss to Indiana Tech in their second game of the season back on November 11th. We'll step aside as they conclude pregame down on the floor with tip-off between Rochester and Siena Heights next on the Rochester Sports Network.
Especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us in the game. Amen. At this time, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. And now for the starting lineups. First, the lineup for the Saints. At guard, #1, Kayla Hinton. At forward, #10, Olivia DeLong. At guard, #12, Yana Wong. At forward, #21, Jakari Alvin. At guard, #23, Jillian Gelso. The coach for the Saints is Sue Silverbeck. She's assisted by Deborah Ray, Aisha Lowe, Sherry Trenko, and Maura Money. And now, the starting lineup for your Rochester University Warriors. At guard, #1, JC Sommers. At guard, #3, Celeste Mershimer. At guard, #15, Ashley Loon. At guard, #20, Imari Martin. And in the middle, #34, Melanie Moore. The coach for your Warriors is Jared Campo. He's assisted by Steve Lev, Basil Akasam, and Crystal Rice.
And there you have it. That is the word down on the floor from our SID, Hussein Murray, filling in on the PA this evening for the fabulous Mark Stowers. Starting lineups for both teams. Just to give it a rundown real quick before we tip it up. The guards for Siena Heights, Kayla Hinton, Iana Wan, and Jillian Gelso. The forwards, Jakari Alvin and Olivia DeLong. For the Warriors on the other side for Coach Ocampo, it'll be Celeste Mershimer, Ashley Loon, and Amari Martin, the guards. JC Summers on the wing, and Melanie Moore is the forward. Should be an excellent battle on hand from Garth Pleasant Arena between the Warriors and the Saints. Siena Heights 3-1 on the road so far this season. Meanwhile, the Warriors, a perfect 4-0 at home. Melanie Moore turns, lays it up, no. Follow-up comes up just a little bit long that time by Loon. Loon averages just about 7 points per game this year. Couldn't get her first shot of the night to go. On the other end, 3 is up, rattles out, tapped around. Body hits the floor as it's picked up by Summers. Baseline inbound coming from Gelso momentarily. The senior, number 23, has started every game this year for the Saints as they get the first bucket of the evening. Mershimer with it into the front court. 3 in white for the Warriors, drives baseline, curls all the way through, dishes off for Melanie Moore. Not going to get the shot to fall, but does draw the whistle. Mershimer with an early look at an assist there, just couldn't get the shot to go from Moore. Comes in 4th in the conference during conference play in assists per game does Mershimer. First free throw is through for Melanie Moore. Moore just about 9 points and just under 8 rebounds per game. Second one for her comes up short. Tapped and nearly taken by Amari Martin into the hands of Hinton. On the drive comes Juan, backs it out at the elbow. Just about a minute in from Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you, driving. Comes up well short on the shot. Easy contest as Moore swats it away in the paint. And a tie-up inside will stay at this end. But again, solid interior defense by the Warriors. Just walled up on that first shot, then Moore sent that second shot back. Inbound comes out high with 3 to shoot. Not sure Juan sees it, puts up the shot with 1 and swishes it through. Big time shot by Yana Juan. Pretty decorated career so far for number 12 for the Saints. Back in 2020 was part of the all-freshman team, and then 21-22 was an NAIA scholar athlete. Martin had it poked loose and taken away. Juan, who just knocked down that triple, dishes off this time far side. Gets it back far corner, working on Ashley Loon. 13 to shoot for Siena Heights. They lead at 5-1 early on. Driving, scoring, got past Summers and filled it up. Looks like Jakari Alvin with the bucket, excuse me. And again, Warriors come in winning 3 in a row, including 4 of their last 5. But Siena Heights, 10-2 on the year, solid away from home this season. Summers rises, fires, can't hit. Ball picked off the floor, and off and running are the Saints. Alvin pushing, won't get it to fall, but a bump and a foul. Alvin shooting a pretty solid percentage so far this season, 57% from the floor, but on just about 4 attempts per game. First free throw rattles through. Second free throw popped out. Looked like it was about halfway down and then skipped out. 7:25 to go in the first quarter. So far being controlled by Siena Heights, 8-1. Mershimer to her left, turns, throws up a wild shot through some contact. Melanie Moore cleans it up. Moore comes in 8th in the conference in rebounds a game, picked one out there and puts it up and in. Warriors needed that, down 5, 3 minutes in. Juan working against Mershimer. Dumps it in for Alvin on the reverse. Corralled by Mershimer. Martin pulls up for 3. Pops off. Mershimer, the offensive board, hooks it up. Spins out. Martin tries to hold in and threw it behind her back out of bounds. Warriors so far just 1 of 7 to begin the game. Point blank layup can't fall. That was DeLong on the lay-in try. Would have put Siena Heights into double figures. At the other end, J.C. Summers gets her first deuce. Summers comes in 15 points per game on the year, is 7th in the conference in points per game during conference play, just a touch under that 15 points per game mark. Bodying down low against Martin. And again, point blank DeLong can't get a shot to fall. Warriors will send in Reagan Clark for Melanie Moore. 5:56 to go in the first quarter. Warriors 2 of 8 shooting. 3 of 8 shooting for the Saints. First free throw splashes through for Olivia DeLong. Comes in just about 6.5 points per game, also 6 rebounds per. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for. Pulled down by Shahad Bakar, who's come in. Try to come this way for Amari Martin, and they'll say it's out of bounds over to Siena Heights. It's Kayla Hinton, Madison Weiss, DeLong, Iana Wan, and Jakari Alvin on the floor for the Saints. Summers, Mershimer, Bakar, Martin, and Clark, the 5 for Coach Ocampo. Swing it around, 12 to shoot, in the hands of Wan. Gives it off to Hinton, who goes on a drive. Skips it through, rejected by Summers. Excellent job by number 1, just going straight up and getting a hand on that ball. Midway point of this first quarter, Shahad Bakar from the free throw line, pushed it off to the left. Send it near side corner for 3, too strong that time from Weiss. Wan turns in the paint, banks it in. Into the hands of Amari Martin. She'll drive baseline, scoops and scores. Made it look easy that time. In a first quarter where nothing's really come easy for both sides so far. You can tell kind of shaking off some of that rust from the Christmas break these last few weeks. And it looks like we'll get a timeout called on the floor, possibly the media timeout here. 11-7 is our score. Warriors trail it by just a couple possessions. 4:21 to go in the first quarter. And just a reminder to follow the Warriors on Twitter and Instagram at RUWarriors for all the latest news and scores. We'll step aside for a quick break. 4:21 to go in the first. Warriors trail it by 4 on your home for Warriors basketball. back out of the timeout. 4:21 to go, first quarter. Stephen McDonald here with you. Game 1 of 2 on the night between the Warriors and the Saints. The men's game will get going right around 7:30. Free throw goes through. Already the 5th and 6th free throws of the night for the Saints. They get both. Bakar works to her left, sends it free throw line for Clark. Spin it this way for Mershimer. Change of direction, goes in right hand and lays it in. Mershimer comes in just a touch over 13 points per game, nearly stolen there by Dakota Crone, who's come in. On the run, lay it in for Madison Weiss. Warriors almost had a chance at a steal on that possession. Instead, it turns into 2 for Siena Heights. On the run, Amari Martin, and they'll say Saints just got a fingertip on that. It'll stay at this end. But mentioned earlier in our broadcast that Rochester, number 1 in conference play in steals per game, have not come up with one so far in this first quarter. 3:25 to go in the first. Mershimer, quick jab step, gives it off to Bakar. 6 to shoot for the Warriors. She'll try a 3. And the rebound down to Hinton. Race it up the floor and in by Weiss. Couple quick buckets for Weiss. Comes in averaging just about 7 points per game. Mershimer. This way for Martin. Has it knocked loose but fouled. And with those back-to-back buckets by Weiss, following that media timeout just a few minutes ago, Siena Heights now shooting at 46%. 6 out of 13 overall. Warriors just 4 of 12. Try to dump it inside, looking for Clark, turn it over. And here is Weiss with it. Juan working against Riley Place, swinging around the arc, and traveled with it did Kayla Hinton. Just the first turnover of the night for the Saints. 3 on the other side for the Warriors. They've been better in that category since the start of conference play. Mershimer picked up the dribble, able to find Clark, who gives it right back. Stepping back for 3. Again, just had it rattle off that time by Mershimer. Warriors have not been able to find the bottom from 3-point range just yet. 0 for 3 now with that last one. In what has been a tough shooting quarter for them, just about 30% in this first. Getting fouled hard was Geis Finch. Geis Finch, a freshman from Columbus, Ohio. She'll step to the free throw line for a couple free throws. Looks like Crone, Clark, and Mershimer all head to the bench. On the floor for the Warriors, Summers, Bakar, Amari Martin, Riley Place, and Ashley Loon. Inside 2 minutes to go in the first. Free throw good for Geis Finch. Siena Heights leads it by 10. As Loon goes left, drops it off for Amari Martin, who hangs and floats. Tried to get it back for the Warriors, And are they going to give her a foul here? Yes, looks like they'll give the foul to Amari Martin. That'll put Geis Finch back to the free throw line where she just was a moment ago. First free throws through. Siena Heights averages just under 68 points per game this year. As that one pops out, they've already got 20 here in the first. Dangerous pass nearly taken, as jumping in front of that pass was Hinton, intended for Shahad Bakar. .92 seconds left in this opening quarter. Summers will trigger the inbound, swing it around for Ashley Loon. Bakar picked up the dribble and took the extra step, wipe away the basket there as Loon put up the three. Warriors will get the ball here on the baseline. Looks like instead of the travel call, they called a foul on that drive. Three is well off the mark by Summers. So the foul on that drive was what caused that extra step to occur. Nothing doing, however, by the Warriors. Three is up and through. Three ball from number 3, Madison Weiss. 7 points already at her per game average in just the first quarter. She's 3 of 4 overall. And we'll get a whistle out by the 3-point line. So Weiss has 7. Juan has 5, Olivia DeLong has 3. Melanie Moore leads the Warriors with 3. Free throw good from Amari Martin. That'll give her 3. JC Summers and Celeste Mershimer have the other 2 each. Warriors get 2 at the free throw line, but still trail by 12. Final 40 seconds of the first quarter. Send it down low. On the reverse, good. About a 2-second difference between clocks. Warriors will have to get a shot away. Move it around. Now straight away for Summers. Driving Amari Martin, and looks like they'll get Weiss for a reach in here. Just got that hand in there as Amari Martin went by. First free throw does fall for Martin. Gives her 5. Averages just under 9 per game. And she'll stay at 5 as the second one's off. Shot clock is off. Final 7 seconds of the quarter in the hands of Hinton. And we'll get an offensive foul on the screen set, trying to free up Kayla Hinton. Five seconds inbound to Martin. Has a chance to get all the way in coast to coast and can't get the shot to fall. Did go the length of the floor, however, in those 5 seconds. 25-12 is our score. Siena Heights out in front after the first quarter. Madison Weiss, as we mentioned, leading with those 7 points for her team. Amari Martin finishes quarter number 1 with 5 points thanks to 3 of 4 at the free throw line. We'll step aside from Garth Pleasant Arena and your home for Warriors basketball. We are a go for the second quarter of play between the Warriors and the Saints of Siena Heights. Stephen McDonald here with you. Warriors shot at just 25% in that first quarter, including 0 of 4 from three-point range. While Siena Heights took 10 free throws in the first, they converted on 7 of those. And taking a look up at the clock, looks like the shot clock didn't start in time. We're about 26 seconds in to this second quarter, but only 1 second came off the shot clock, so they'll adjust that down to 4. Inbound comes as they swing it around. One on the shot clock, Dakota Crone will not catch rim. Looks like both teams going back to their starting groups to begin this second quarter. Couple differences for the Warriors, actually. Looks like they have Kaylin Williams, number 13 in white out there. First time we're getting a look at her this season, score the basket for the Saints. They also have Laya Albas out there as well. Hinton tries a three, won't get it to fall. Battle for the rebound is won by Dakota Crone. Summers pump fakes, sends it outside to the logo for Crone. Swing it over for Williams. Free throw line jumper from Martin, jumps off the rim, offensive rebound. As we get a whistle and a foul down on the baseline. Looks like they got Jakari Alvin for the foul. Out goes Iana Wan. Vice into the front court, had those 7 first quarter points, get it outside to her here. Already 2 minutes into this second quarter, going up. Can't get the shot to go, but a whistle and a foul. That'll be the first on Williams, team's first of the second quarter. free throw rolls off. And again, just a tough go of it so far on the offensive end as neither free throw falls that time, but tough go of it so far for the Warriors on the offensive side of things. Just 22% for the game, a team that shoots at about 42% on the year. .740 to go in the first half. Hinton with it. She'll catch a screen from DeLong, and that's going to be another offensive foul on a screen being set. Summers goes dribble handoff to Amari Martin. Crone will step into a three. Again, off the mark, this time pushed it right. Will stay at this end with 13 to shoot. 7 turnovers in this first half now for the Warriors to just 1 for Siena Heights, and that'll be number 8 right there. Driving Hinton, swatted. J.C. Summers rejects the shot. Off and running are the Warriors. 3 is too strong that time from Loon. Seven three-point tries by the Warriors in this first half so far. Have not gotten one to fall just yet. Just 4 of 20 overall for the game. Turning and scoring goes Jillian Gelso. Tough battling through those 8 first half turnovers so far for the Warriors as Summers turns and looks like she'll travel with it. And also taking a look, Warriors, the number 2 team in conference play in terms of assists per game at just about 14 per. With those 4 field goals they have in this first half, just 1 assist so far. So again, those 8 turnovers make it 9 because of the travel just a moment ago. 9 turnovers to 1 assist. 6 minutes to go in the half. 31-12 is our score. Work it around into the hands of Amari Martin. Summers thought about the 3, gives off Ashley Loon. She'll try a 3, there it is. Warriors needed that. Their first 3 of the night. We'll see if that takes the lid off with 5.5 to go in the half. Amari Martin works on Kayla Hinton. Again, Warriors haven't come up with a steal yet tonight, but Amari Martin's one of those guards that absolutely can get a hand on one. In fact, she comes in 6th in the conference in steals a game. There's a travel before the shot. Martin walks it up, gives off to Riley Place, swing it around all the way back to Martin. Place will try a 3. Just off to the right, caught back iron. On the move, Alvin down to the baseline, turns back outside with it. Straight away to Hinton, works on Riley Place. There it is, the first steal of the night for the Warriors, and again, right there with it is Amari Martin. She'll pass off, floater from Loon. Kicked along the baseline, it's down on the floor. As it looks like Jakari Alvin had the ball in her hands, put her shoulders down on the baseline, and with 4:15 to go in the first half, we'll get a timeout on the floor. 31-15 is our score inside of Garth Pleasant Arena. This is your home of Warriors basketball. .4:15 to go in the first half. 31-15 our score. Stephen McDonald here with you. Game 1 of 2 on the night between the Warriors and the Saints of Siena Heights. The men's game will tip off just around 7:30 later tonight. Check out the Warriors team store for all your apparel needs. Everything Under Armour, including t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Head to rochesterwarriors.com/team-store. Ashley Loon with it for the Warriors out of the timeout. Gives off to Amari Martin, who backs up to the logo with 10 to shoot. She'll work on Vice. Gives it off to Summers, 5 to shoot. Driving baseline goes Loon, puts up the shot, and it's an offensive foul. .356 to go first half. Warriors right now just trying to weather this storm. 5 of 23 shooting in this first half. Siena Heights shooting at 52% for the half. Hinton comes this way for Gelso. Cross-court it with 8 to shoot. Driving goes Kayla Hinton. Puts up the shot over her head. And they'll say an offensive foul. Looks like she might have used that off arm to create some space for the shot. It's Summers, Amari Martin, Loon, Clark, and Place the 5 for the Warriors. Passes tipped and stolen. On the run is DeLong, and rejected by Amari Martin. Turned it over, makes up for it on the defensive end. And now it'll be a baseline inbound for Siena Heights. Hinton to throw in. Gets it back from Jakari Alvin. Sends it outside, 3 on the way, splash. Gelso for 3. Saints now 3 of 6 in this first half from three-point range. They shoot it right around 35% from 3 on the year. Backing in goes Summers, sends it outside for Martin. 10 to shoot for the Warriors. as that pass deflected and out of play. It'll be a baseline inbound with 8 to shoot, 2:43 to go first half. Warriors had 12 points in the first, just 3 points here in the second. They'll float it in for Clark. With 5 to shoot, hands off for Martin. Spinning with 2, have to put up a shot. They won't get it off in time. It was 25-12 after 1. Warriors being outscored 9-3 here in the second. Trying to work her way through the middle went Alvin. Looping back around with it was Hinton. Try to push it up the floor for Loon. Clark wants a 3. Didn't catch anything, and it'll go out of bounds over to Siena Heights. 2 minutes even to go in this first half. As the struggles from deep continue for the Warriors, 1 of 10 in three-point shooting. And they do have players that can knock down the 3 ball. J.C. Summers came into play tonight, 45% from 3 this year. That 3 no good. Offensive rebound put back up and in. And even another player, Riley Place, 41% for the year coming in from 3-point range. So a 1 for 10 start from the Warriors. A bit of a surprise here on their home floor. Send it forward on the lay-in, good by DeLong. And the lead ever increasing for Siena Heights, 38-15, final minute 5 to play. Going up with it, Summers really died on the back of the iron. Going up with it strong was Hinton. Coach Ocampo looking on from the Warriors bench. Final 32 seconds as the jump shot won't go. And now both clocks pretty much even at 23. Maybe just a few tenths of a second difference. So Hinton will hang on to it out near midcourt. Taking a look down underneath the basket. We'll get a stoppage in play. Shakari Alvin will come out, head straight to the locker room holding her face. Didn't see what happened as it was away from the ball, but have to imagine maybe an elbow coming up on her as 10 to play in the first half. Hinton off a screen. Goes all the way through and got it off the glass. 42-15, the first half comes to a close. Warriors go 5 of 27 from the floor in that first half. On the other side for Siena Heights, they go 55% on 16 of 29 shooting. Also 7 of 12 from the free throw line. 11 first half turnovers by Rochester in that first 20 minutes to just 3 for the Saints. And again, the conference's leading team in terms of steals per game, coming away with just 1 takeaway in that first half of action. Madison Weiss has 7, along with Jakari Alvin, who we saw just a moment ago head to the locker room holding what looked to be her nose, has 7. Kayla Hinton finishes that first half with 6, while Amari Martin had 5 for the Warriors, and Ashley Loon and Melanie Moore had 3 each for the Warriors. 42-15 our halftime score. We'll step aside. Second half coming up on the Rochester Sports Network. Second half just moments away from Garth Pleasant Arena. Stephen McDonald here with you on the Rochester Sports Network. 42-15 was our halftime score. It was 25-12 after one. Warriors would get outscored 17-3 in the second as their two leading scorers on the year, J.C. Summers and Celeste Mershmer, combined for 4 points on 2 of 9 shooting in that first 20 minutes. To begin this third quarter, 3 is up and off by Hinton. Battle for it on the floor. Celeste Mershmer down there. And it'll be a tie-up jump ball possession arrow. Will favor the Warriors. Warriors had 11 turnovers to just 2 assists in that first half of play as they knocked down just 5 shots in that first 20. Mershmer has it, sends it across for Williams. Seven to shoot for the Warriors, spin it around. Mershmer on the drive, throws up a shot with 1. And it never touched rim, so a shot clock violation. And after you get the stop on the defensive end to begin the third, not the possession that you would want if you're the Warriors there. A shot clock violation. Already a minute gone in the third. Working left off a screen, throw up a shot, no from Hinton. Hook shot too strong from Alvin. Diving for it goes Hinton, nearly stolen, and she'll just tap this ball out of bounds. Hinton back to her feet with a smile on her face after that play. Had that look like just tried to give it a try there. Not really much she could do with it, but worth a shot either way. Send it back outside. Mershmer gives off. Swing it around for Loon. She'll step into a 3 with 6 to shoot. Rip the net. Warriors with the first points of the third. That 3 matches their point total from the second quarter. Curling with it is Hinton, hitting the deck. That's DeLong. Foul looks like it's going to go against Melanie Moore. After that whistle, quickly off the bench comes Reagan Clark. She'll spell Moore. For Moore, that was her third foul, which warranted the substitution by Coach Ocampo. They'll get a whistle and a foul on the Warriors again. Free throws coming for Hinton. First one skips out. That foul went on Reagan Clark, who just came in for Melanie Moore, who picked up her third. Second free throw's good from Kayla Hinton. Hinton now joins Weiss and Alvin with 7 points apiece. Those were just her first 2 free throws of the night. Comes in averaging just about 11.5 points per game this season, 11 in conference play. Loon gets the bucket and the foul. Just like that, Loon, with all 5 of the Warriors' points here in the third, has a chance to add on to it at the free throw line. She'll have 1 at the line. Warriors are 4 out of 6 at the free throw line, make it 5 out of 7 with that make by Loon. She completes the 3-point opportunity. She has 6 here in the third already and has all 6 of the Warriors' points in the quarter. Down to the baseline, dump it in. And that is a late whistle underneath. Kaylin Williams got the hand on the shot, but they say fouled her in the attempt. Clark will go out. In comes Crone. Free throw's good from DeLong. It's Mershimer, Crone, Williams, Loon, and Martin on the floor for the Warriors. Martin comes down with the rebound, push it up the floor for Mershimer. Stepped back behind the 3-point line, now drives in, scoops, can't hit. Williams the rebound. Picked off the deck by Crone, 1 hop off the rim, and down. The Warriors offense picking up the pace a bit here in the third, but it's paying off for them. 3 is up. Williams went for the board, couldn't get there. And it's a partial reset for Siena Heights. And now if you're the Warriors, you're starting to get the offense going a bit, thanks in part to Ashley Loon, but have to start coming up with stops on the defensive end. Siena Heights this time says no as they get the lay-in. And that's exactly what you want if you're Siena Heights on the other end of that spectrum. Try to keep the Warriors at a bit of a distance with 6:37 to go in the third. Don't want to see that lead that you spent that first half building slowly slip away. Out high, Gelso with it. Steps back behind a DeLong screen. 3 rattles out, picked up by Crone. Has an outlet, goes that way for Loon. Loon walks it to the baseline, picks up her dribble. Mershimer right behind her, halfway down it popped out. Off and running come the Saints. Juan inside, point blank, no. And a foul is going to go against the Warriors. DeLong at the free throw line. First one is off. She'll have one more coming as her team doubling up the Warriors 46-23. It'll remain that as she misses both. .5:49 to go in the third. Substitution in for Siena Heights. Walking it up comes Juan. Got the start tonight for the Saints. Has it now 13 to shoot. Work it around for Hinton. Drives in on Loon. Had it knocked away, but not by Loon, so it's off Siena Heights and out of play. Just lost the handle of it as she drove in. Straight away, Amari Martin sends it around for Mershimer. Now Crone this way. Loon 3 off the mark. Hit a 3 earlier in the third, also had a bucket and one. Inside, Mershimer on the lay-in. Good job there by the Warriors guards. Mershimer with the off-ball cut. Amari Martin found her. But again, for the Warriors, now it turns to the defensive side of things. Have to come up with a stop. And in doing so, looks like they'll get Dakota Crone for the foul. That'll send us to a timeout on the floor. 4:37 to go in the third quarter. 46-25 our score. Warriors shooting at 25% for the game to 48.6% for Siena Heights. Saints have attempted 18 free throws in this one. They've only converted 9 of them. Turnovers have been an issue tonight for Rochester. 14 turnovers for them to just 5 assists on the night on those 9 field goals of theirs. Warriors have, however, blocked 5 shots here tonight, but just 1 steal that came back in the first half of play for the conference's leading team in terms of steals per game. The Warriors getting 10 steals per contest coming into play here tonight. Points in the paint, 26-14 in favor of Siena Heights as well. For the Warriors, they've been led by Ashley Loon with 9. Amari Martin has 5. Celeste Mershimer with 4. Jakari Alvin has 9 for Siena Heights. Kayla Hinton with 7, along with Vice, who has 7. Vice had 7 at the break. And Olivia DeLong adding 6. Pretty full stat sheet for Hinton. Has 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Out of the timeout, free throw is off by Jakari Alvin. Would have put her in double figures. Has 1 more try at it. And gets that one to fall. Puts her in double figures with 10 to go along with 3 rebounds and 1 assist. 4.5 to go in the third. Loon swinging around all the way to Mershimer. Steps back behind a screen, puts up the 3, comes up short, just did graze the rim on the reverse lay-in try. And the Warriors will back out with it. But stepping on the baseline before she could kick it back out was Celeste Mershimer. Mershimer just 1 assist here tonight. Send it up the floor, lay-in's good. In the hands of Amari Martin. Try to dump it down low for more. Playing with those 3 fouls. Goes up over her head and gets it to fall. That full court pressure again being applied by the Warriors. Able to break it was Juan, off and running on the lay-in try. And we'll get a tie up on the rebound. We'll stay at this end. Reminder that the men's game will be later tonight around 7:30 Eastern as the Rochester men take on Siena Heights. Warriors have won 3 in a row, including 4 of their last 5, but it's been a tough one here at home tonight, a place where they're 4-0 on the year. Turning and getting fouled goes Hinton. But on the other side for Siena Heights, they've been pretty good away from home this year. 3-1 is their road record this season. Hinton to the free throw line. First one is through. Gives her 8. Second free throw's through. So give Hinton 9 as she knocks down 2 free throws. 3 out of 4 from the free throw line tonight is number 1. Some ball reversal here by the Warriors, nearly stolen. Loon wants a 3, got the 3, gets the bench on their feet. She has been a big spark for them here in the third. Now that pass picked off. Melanie Moore jumped it, push it ahead for Summers, and it gets swatted out of bounds. Just 4 ticks off the possession, so 26 to shoot for the Warriors. Straightaway 3 by Summers was a line drive. Summers on the other end blocked the shot. Summers just 1 for 6 shooting on the game with 2 points. Couldn't get her last shot just a moment ago to fall. Has made some plays on the defensive end of things, however. Kick it outside. Mershimer wants a 3. Yes. Back-to-back threes by the Warriors. 51-33. 2:05 to go in the third. We'll get a timeout called on the floor. And we'll take a break along with it. This is your home of Warriors basketball. .205 to play in this third quarter. Stephen McDonald here with you. After what was a struggle in the first half to score the basketball for Rochester, they've now outscored Siena Heights 18-9 here in the third. Swing it around, 3 is up and through. Madison Weiss into double figures with that 3. Had 7 first half points, give her 10 for the game. Joins Jakari Alvin with 10. Ashley Loon, the lone Warrior in double figures, has 12, thanks to 3 of 5 shooting from 3-point range. And mentioned just prior to that last timeout, the defensive efforts of J.C. Summers here tonight, despite her struggles shooting the ball. Does have 3 blocks in the game, does Summers. 8 to shoot for Siena Heights. Dribble drive goes against Summers. Just walled up that time with some help from Melanie Moore. And an excellent effort. Just did get that first shot off before the shot clock went off, and then cleaned it up just moments later. Final minute of the third. Work it around to Amari Martin. 15 to shoot, 42 seconds to go in the quarter. Trying to save it was Mershimer, but saved it to Kayla Hinton. Off and running looking for Juan. Vice thought about the three. She'll work it around, about a 9.5 second difference between clocks. Juan gets blocked by Summers again. Number 4 for her on the night. .14 to shoot, 22.7 seconds to go in the quarter. Nice, easy bounce pass on the inbound, falls. That's Brooke Rebman. Final 10 seconds in the hands of Mershimer. Sends it outside for Amari Martin. Gets to the elbow, kicks it out for Loon. Extra pass for Mershimer for 3. Through 3 quarters, it's 58 to 36. We'll step aside, come back for the conclusion from Garth Pleasant Arena on your home for Warriors basketball. Final quarter between the Warriors and the Saints of Siena Heights. Both the Warriors and Saints men's programs starting to get loose over in the tunnels just across the way from where we are. Again, their game will get going right around 7:30 Eastern later tonight. Mershimer interchanged that time with Williams. 8 to shoot as Loon kicks it out for Amari Martin. Baseline drive goes up. Can't get the shot to fall. That did hit rim. And going up and getting fouled was Moore. Melanie Moore in the game at the free throw line, playing with 3 fouls. First free throw comes up short. Has one more, is up and off. Martin tried to get a hand on it, but away comes Hinton. Hinton layup, no. Williams the rebound, a tie-up will stay at this end. Again, getting our first look at Kaylin Williams tonight. Inbound down low, shot up, and the rebound down to Moore. 2-on-2 the other way for the Warriors. Mershimer turned and traveled with it. Just a little too much momentum heading towards the baseline. th turnover by the Warriors. Martin looked like she had a chance to jump that pass. Alvin dribbles it out, gives it off to Hinton, works her way in, counted in a foul. Saints average just about 67, 68 points per game this season. Already at 60 here, have a chance for 61 at the free throw line with Hinton. And they will get it as Hinton knocks down the free throw. Martin with the runner off the heel. Rebound to Jakari Alvin. Juan into the front court. Working on Mershimer, turns the corner. Pass is taken away by Amari Martin. Sends it up the floor in the direction of Mershimer, off and running. Wraps it around for Williams. Turns, throws up a shot, no. Offensive rebound by Moore. Off glass, didn't get what she wanted on it. And now they'll just tie it up and stay at this end. Still 18 seconds on the possession for the Warriors, 8:11 to go in the game. Martin on the inbound. Mershimer driving, lost her footing. And will go the other way. Again, a bit of a press put on by the Warriors. This time more of a half court as we saw their full court look back in the third. Working in off glass, good by Geis Finch. Mershimer hands off for Amari Martin with the right hand, spins it around and down. That bucket a moment ago by Martin, the first basket of the quarter for the Warriors. They had the edge in the third quarter, 21-16 as a travel by the Saints. 7:06 remaining. Looks like Summers will come back in as Loon and Williams go to the bench. Mershimer, Martin, Crone, Summers, and Moore, the five for the Warriors. Martin sends it outside for Moore. Has her pocket picked. Going down to the floor for it was Weiss. Checking back in is Juan. She'll come in for Hinton as they swap out a couple guards. Gets a screen from DeLong, steps back to the free throw line, outside for Geis Finch for three. A three ball from the freshman. Attended Westerville North High School. Now just about 2 points off from their season average per game are the Saints. Jab step from Moore. Lost the handle out of bounds. Will stay at this end with 11 to shoot. Rebman comes back in. She'll replace Alvin. 11 to shoot for the Warriors. Handoff goes to Martin. Ropes it back outside. Held in by the Warriors, but taken back by Geis Finch. Bounce pass inside. And a reach and a foul. 6 minutes left in this one. 66-38 our score. Poked, but held by Weiss. Geis Finch with it, steps back, rises, won't get the shot to fall. Rebound down to Mershimer. Looked like she wanted to push it up the floor, didn't have numbers. Tangled up and getting fouled was Amari Martin. Following our game this evening, the Warriors will be back in action this Saturday, January 6th, as they travel to Indiana Tech. Currently rated at number 25 in the nation are the Indiana Tech Warriors. Martin tries to save it and does. Moore gets rejected in a crowd. Push it up the floor for Geis Finch. While we have a moment, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to the Rochester Sports Network on YouTube so you never miss a minute of Warriors Athletics. Live streaming of home games archived right to the RSN feed. And as always, we'll have every basketball home game streaming live right here on the Rochester Sports Network. Warriors will take it, 5:12 to go in this one. Saints have led almost since the jump. Mershimer backs out, turns, gives off to Amari Martin. Moore went up for a second try, got fouled. Mentioned that the next game for Rochester will come this Saturday as they go to Indiana Tech. Their next home game will be right here on Saturday, January 13th, so about a week and a half from now as they take on Lords. Tip-off for that one is set for 1 p.m. Eastern, and as just previously mentioned, we'll have that for you right here on the Rochester Sports Network. 4:58 to go in the game. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside, come back for the conclusion on your home for Warriors basketball. Out of the timeout, 4:58 to go. Moore at the free throw line. First one won't fall. Second one, no good either. Warriors battle for the ball on the floor. Looks like Williams got down for it. Williams in her debut, 6 rebounds with that last one, 1 assist, but 0 for 2 from the field. Juan to her left, works her way in and scores. Loon trying to work her way through, had it stripped. Off and running are the Saints. Try to go down low for Geis Finch. Looks like Kisana Wan will replace Iana Wan as it's poked into the backcourt. Going back for it is Lauren DeWolf. She'll work against Loon. Double clutching it was Kisana Wan. Martin sends it this way for Mershimer. Underhand flips for Loon. Loon wants the three. Too strong this time. She's hit a couple threes here in the second half. And a foul on the floor. They'll say foul on Gabrielle Martin. 25 in blue for the Saints. Turnover by the Warriors. That turnover number 23 tonight for Rochester. They came into play here tonight, 17 turnovers per game on the year. Slightly better since the start of conference play with 15 per game. But again, just too many turnovers, and just in the first half couldn't get many shots to fall for Rochester here tonight, as they put up just 3 points in that second quarter. Loon for three. Halfway down it spun out, and now she'll reach in and foul. Three players in double figures for Siena Heights. Hinton with 12, as well as Weiss with 12. Jakari Alvin with 10. Ashley Loon has 12 to lead the Warriors. Celeste Mershimer with 10. Amari Martin has 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. DeWolf has it, sends it far side, baseline drive, and it'll stay here. 3:06 to go and 18 seconds to shoot. Saints on their way to 11-2 overall, 6-1 in conference play. Giving it up with 8 to shoot. Rise and fire. Rebound to Moore. Skip it across for Loon. Tries to spin her way through. Pocket picked by DeWolf. Running, scoring. Mershimer over to Williams, cross courts it for Loon, 3 on the way, halfway down it spins out again. That's 3 in a row, just like that for Ashley Loon. .205 remaining, a couple more subs getting ready to check in for Siena Heights. Now Coach Ocampo going to his bench. Back it out with 16 to shoot. Gabrielle Martin got fouled. That'll send in the mass of subs for both sides. Looks like Loon, Williams, Mershimer, and Martin will head out. So it's Shahad Bakar, Clark, Albas, Summers, and Place on the floor for the Warriors. That'll likely finish the game with that group. Backing out with it is Kisana Wan. 6 to shoot for Siena Heights. Had it poked. Gilbert dumps it inside as Gabrielle Martin will not get a shot off. A shot clock violation with 1:23 to go. Mentioned the Saints on their way to 11-2, 6-1 in conference play. And after winning 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5 for the Warriors, they'll fall to 7-6 overall and 4-3 in conference play. And again, both the Warriors and Saints on the men's side getting ready to take the floor momentarily. Their game will be about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, as the Rochester men put their perfect home record on the line later. Finished the first half of their schedule 8-0 on their home floor. DeWolf goes in, throws up a shot. No, final minute from Garth Pleasant Arena. Gilbert thought about the 3. She'll send it over to the corner. Dump it down low, bodying inside. That was Shahad Bakar that went down, made her way back up. 10 to shoot for Siena Heights as they just try to finish this one out. 3 to shoot. Have to get a shot up, they do, but it's not going to be close. And then Albas poked loose and laid it in. Lauren DeWolf puts the exclamation point in. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off for Shahad Bakar. Swing it over to Riley Place. 10 to go in the game. Send it outside. Bakar, extra pass into the corner. 3 seconds, 2, just above the free throw line. Knocks it down for Reagan Clark. 2 seconds and 1. That'll do it. As the final score, 73-41. Get a few final stats from this one before we sign off and get ready for the men's game just about 30 minutes from now. Warriors go 26.8% from the floor here tonight, 5 of 21 from three-point range, as Siena Heights shoots it just under 46% overall, as they go 5 of 12 from three-point range, as they knock down 14 free throws here tonight, 25 turnovers. One of the stories in this one for the Warriors to just 10 for Siena Heights. It was Kayla Hinton and Madison Weiss with 12 apiece, while Jakari Alvin finished with 10 points and 4 rebounds. On the other side for the Warriors, Ashley Loon finishes with 12. Celeste Mershimer had 10, 3 rebounds and 2 assists, while Amari Martin finished with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Siena Heights will improve to 11-2 overall, 6-1 in the WAC. Meanwhile, Rochester falls to 7-6 overall with a 4-3 mark in conference play. For SID Hussein Murray, I'm Stephen MacDonald saying so long from Garth Pleasant Arena. This has been a presentation of the Rochester Sports Network.